I mean, aligned with my love of plants is my love for materials, you know, and love for tactility, and just love for that kind of innate relationship that I know I have, maybe as a recovering artist, and people would have with the, you know, with the materials. That's what I always want to kind of like trigger, you know, and that gets back to what I always think about those associations and accessibility, and that there's what I strive for is this kind of recognition of the material, you know, and a lot of times that takes the transformation of that material, right? So it's much like the concrete, you know, actually in Dallas at the pump house, but then at Urban also, that, you know, transporting and that material, the concrete that we found, you know, into a new world, you know, I think it worked because there's a new level of attention to it in that folks, I maybe feel, maybe don't know, is the next use, the next evolution of that material, you know, because it's in a new place. So I like fantasize about what might happen next to Barney Rubble, where he goes next. So, you know, and I have the agenda of no materials, you know, leave the site. It's actually one of the first things I say to clients. I'm just like, just so you know, and are you comfortable with this, you know, about the reuse and so on and so forth. It's kind of a test if I want them as a client. I mean, right? You have to impart that. You have to impart that philosophy and that way of working, you know, in order to, one, you know, establish trust with the client, you know, that they, you know, are going to be okay with the things that you do or propose, you know, and I forget what two would be, but so, yeah, I mean, I scan all of the projects and I see myself kind of rearranging, you know, that the site is still true because, you know, it's there. I mean, I don't mean to be like all like, you know, nothing comes in, but I'm really careful about what's imported. I also look for, and luckily, you know, both at Urban and Core City, I also scavenge, like Dick Hayne, the founder of Urban, and I would get into a golf cart and we would buzz around even the place we weren't supposed to go, looking for stuff. You know, he really got into it, you know. And and of course City, because Philip Kafka, the client, the developer, was working on all these other buildings. What was great is the material flow was with all of these different buildings. So it was just, I don't know, it feels really cool because you just kind of recognize something when you're, you know, going around to the different buildings, and like the park then is anchoring it.